everyone here. Welcome, friends. Time to draw near. Welcome, friends. Whatever time has passed. Welcome here, whether strangers or old friends. Find companions on this journey's leg. We may enter as strangers, let's leave as friends. No need to be lonely, we welcome you here. If we've only just met you, or we've known you for years. Welcome, friends, by whatever path you tread. Welcome, friends, here you'll find respite. Welcome, friends, no need to be alone. Welcome here, we hope you feel at home. Find companions on this journey's leg. They enter as strangers, let's leave as friends. No need to be lonely, we welcome you here. If we've only just met you, or we've known you for years. And it's time, time to draw near to each other. And it's time, time to lean on each other. Welcome, friends, to everyone here. Welcome, friends, time to draw near. Welcome, friends, whatever path you tread. Welcome here, whether strangers or old friends. Welcome to The Wandering Bard. I am Jeremy Grafe, and of course we have House Elf 1 behind the bar here at The Wandering Bard.
Serving up tasty musical treats and sounds.
There you go.
That's about as creative as it gets on the fly for me.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So don't forget, make sure you follow this channel and share it so your friends know what's good about a Monday night. Also, if you are a Prime subscriber, you get a free subscription of your choice every month right here on Twitch. So click that little button and use your Amazon Prime account to help support this wonderful live stream. I mean, I have a good time. I hope you all have a good time as well. So tonight I'm really excited. I've got some really great news. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it later. But the short version, for those of you who can't wait a few minutes to hear, is I will be performing at this year's Robin Hood's Medieval Fair in Harwinton, Connecticut.
Say what?
I will be at Robin Hood's Medieval Fair.
Wow.
That's going to be through the whole month of June. and the first weekend in July. It's a solo gig. I'm really excited about it. But what that does mean is there's some gear that I would love to be able to pick up before embarking on my festival. So everybody who subscribes to the channel is helping to fund that. If you're feeling particularly generous and want to help in a more direct way, there is PayPal and also Venmo, where you can send some beneficence our way. I'm hoping to pick up some new camping gear, as well as a new PA and a couple other bits of musical gear that would be nice to have if I'm on a trip. So I think it'll make for a really good show. I'm really excited about the potential for some guests that might happen in Connecticut, and really excited to see my lovely denizens of West Portugal. So you all know who you are, and I'm hoping that we get a chance to hang out, even if that means I might have to drive a little bit to check out some of your favorite restaurants, for example. So I'm really excited. Another thing I'm really excited about is I've got another new to the live stream song tonight. It's a song that I've wanted to learn for a really long time and finally had enough bandwidth to really give it a shot. So the next two songs are going to be part of the repertoire of the Sephardic people. And there's a lot that I love about these songs. I mean, aesthetically, I think they're some of the most incredibly beautiful and mysterious and beguiling songs in the history of folk music. But I think there's something truly remarkable about what a culture chooses to take with itself when it's when the culture is expelled from their home. And it's a little like fleeing the house when it's burning down. You only take the things that are the most important. And I'm really thankful for the incredible wealth of music and culture that the Sephardic people carried out with them. Una Matika Deruda Una Matika de flor Meladio un ansevico que desenamoro se enamoro. Hija mía, mi querida, no te llegues a la perdición, mas a valer un mal marido que milla de nuevo amor. De Francia, Trei Atenia, la luna lavrava, la otra cosía. La más chica de ellas, pastita hacía, lavrando, sueño le caía. Su madre que la veía, a Havana quería, no me ves mi madre, ni me vería. Un sueño me soñaba, pieni alegría, sueño vascionava, io volo saltar via. Ma paría a la puerta, vide la luna entera, ma paría la ventana, vide la estrella Diana. Ma paría al pozo, vide un pilar d'oro con tre pastoricos picando el oro. La luna entera es la tu suegra, la estrella Diana es la tu cunata. Los tres pajaricos son tus cunadicos y el pilar d'oro, el hijo del rey tu novio. I could just play those two over and over again all night, and that would make me happy. I don't know how the rest of you would feel about it, but I'd have a good time. I mean, maybe it would be like the nice thing for me to add a cello or some flavor of harpa, be it nickel or octava. So, today is the day that we in the U.S. celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And he was such an amazing man. And I think sometimes the time that has passed has insulated us somewhat from just how radical he was and how courageous he was. But also, when he was murdered in Memphis, his work wasn't done. And we're still trying to create a world in which all people have justice and freedom truly. The next song that I'm going to play actually has a quote from a same passage of scripture that Dr. King used as a refrain for his famous I Have a Dream speech. For those of you who don't know, it's from the book of Amos, in which the prophet Amos is crying out for justice for the people of Israel. So sometimes songs have like their own story if you're paying attention to the lyrics, if there's like a narrative. And sometimes the story behind that story is even more compelling in some ways and maybe a little bit more challenging than what we expected. So as with many folk songs, there is a long and storied history behind A Maid in Bedlam. And if you do like a basic web search on its history, you'll come across the name George Sico. And George was a black man who fell in love with a white English woman and was consigned to Bedlam for the feelings that he had and the fact that he was courageous enough to express them. So at first blush, this sounds like a simple song about disapproving parents, but it goes a little deeper than that, as it turns out. Abroad as I was walking one evening in the spring, I heard a maid in Bedlam so sweetly for to sing. Her chain she rattled in her hand, and thus replied she, my love, because I know my love loves me. Cruel were his parents who sent my love to sea, and cruel was the galleon that bore my love from me. Yet I love his parents since they're his, although they ruined me. I love my love because I know my love loves me. The straw I weave a garland, I'll weave it very fine, roses, daisies, lilies, I'll mix the eglantine, and I'll present it to my love when he returns from sea. I love my love because I know my love loves me. As she there sat weeping, her love he came on land. And hearing she was in Bedlam, he ran straight out of hand. He flew into her loving arms, and thus replied he, my love, because I know my love loves me. So now these two are married, and happy may they be. Fly turtle doves together in love and unity. All pretty maids with patience wait that have their loves at sea. I love my love because I know my love loves me. For I love my love because I know my love loves me.
Oh yeah. I feel like
Yeah,
Last season's Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair.
minus Alex and his brilliant lootening.
That is true.
Because, what acoustic set is not bettered by an enlutenment?
Bunch.
Ah, yes. Speaking of our days as roving minstrels, the festival season approaches, friends, and I am really excited to talk a bit about what that looks like. I've got 2 confirmed gigs, starting with the Avalon Medieval Fair, and that is near Dallas, Texas. That is going to be for the full month of April, and I will be playing with Mark Williams. We'll be playing a selection of our favorite medieval and not as medieval songs, and even a few medieval-ish songs. So I'm really excited about that.
And when is that again?
That is the entire month of April.
Okay.
So every weekend. And there's a long weekend in there too. I just don't remember which one. I suspect it might have something to do with, I don't know, spring break or something. So that's exciting. Mm-hmm. And a little further down the horizon, Robin Hood Medieval Fair is happening, and that is going to be, their season runs from May to July. I will be there for the whole month of June and the first weekend of July. I'm really excited, partly because I get to hang out with my friends in West Portugal yet again, and meet a few of you for the first time in person. So I'm really looking forward to that, and maybe making some road trips into the local area, maybe see a few shows if they're happening during the week. So really excited about that. I'm excited to check out a new festival and catch up with friends old and new. So on that note, I am looking to try and fund several new gear purchases as well as some new camping gear for this trip. So all of your tips are going to be going into starting me off on a really solid festival footing. And as always, your generosity is greatly appreciated because, as usual, things like software and the Eternal String Fund are ever hungry and ever beckoning for need. But this is a very special moment, so I'm really excited about that. So one of the things that I'm hoping to get done by the time I am on the road is the long-threatened solo album that I've been working on.
Yeah, and you've been working on it.
I have. Lori finally got to hear some of the most recent demos a few days ago. I need to add a couple more, and then I'm basically into mixing and tweaking and figuring out what I'm going to do for guitar solos and what, if any, guests show up on this album, if anybody's around. But of course, if I have some money lying around that I can hire one of my friends to do a session or two, I would be grateful for that, as would they. Because this whole thing about being a musician, it's not just about my own thing. I want to get to the point where I'm hiring a band and we can all go out together and share. We can all share our love of music and life together. So, yeah.
Lisa said, "I guess I'm going to Robin Hood Fair."
I mean, Lisa, I would hope so. You don't have to.
I mean, a lot of people have said a lot of things tonight, but that's just...
Yeah, I mean, and to be clear, I am deadly serious. I do want to come and visit. I do want to see, the favorite restaurants in the area, which might necessitate more than one trip. So, I don't know. I mean, it's been a minute since I've had any significant time in New England, but it does have a very special place in my heart. So I'm very excited to be in that part of the world for more than a little while, because there are definitely some things that I plan to see. So there will be a trip into Boston. I will go visit the MFA. I'm excited about this because several of my favorite paintings are there. So I'm really excited about that. So, and maybe reacquaint myself with some old favorite haunts in Boston if they're still open. And if not, discover new ones. So, yeah. Anyway. Okay. So next in the program is The Oldest Extant Prison Blues. Já nous emplit na dire sa raison. Adouetamment cette volonté maintenant. Mais pas comme fort poitiers fait de chansons. Moult amis, des pauvres et solidons. Antenne rose, c'est pour ma réanson. C'est Dieu si veut pris. Ça servir bien mieux mais mi parents. Anglais normand, poité van et gascon. Que j'ai n'avoué si pauvre et compagnon. Qui j'ai laissé pour avouer en prison. Je ne dis pas pour nous le retraçons, mais un jour suis-je oui. Je nous en prie ne dire à sa raison. Adouetamment cette volonté maintenant. Mais pas comme fort peut-il faire de chansons. Moult amis, des pauvres et solidons. I like that one.
Yeah. It's not too bad.
I mean, I would definitely put it on Richard the Lionhearted's greatest hits.
Yeah. Yeah. What painting? What are you excited to see?
There's 2 John Singer Sargent sketches in the MFA that I love. One is the warming up of the Pas de Loup Orchestra, which is this beautiful little, like, it's black and white, and it looks like it took him all of like 10 seconds to do it, but it's one of those things that the brush calligraphy is so perfect. You can almost hear the orchestra striking up and tuning and like the dynamics of the music. And then next to it, or at least the last time I was at the MFA, it was next to it, the Artist Studio, and another gorgeous painting with incredible brush calligraphy. It's just an artist kind of like looking over his day's work, but the back of the chair has one brush stroke in it to be the highlight of the chair, and it looks like it was the very last thing that got painted. And like you can see when you're up on it that Sargent left it like as a gap. So this one brush stroke just brings the whole thing together and makes the chair really pop spatially.
I mean, that is what's really amazing about his art in person. I mean, you can look at it in a book and see that it's definitely different portraits than anything you've ever seen. But then when you go see it in person, it's absolutely stunning.
Yeah, Sargent's brushwork is incredible. And like a lot of art historians for a long time didn't really give him very good credit, and they dismissed him as a society portrait painter. That's true in as much as Goya was a society portrait painter. As a preview of coming attractions, for those of you who aren't keyed up on all of your Goya painted the Habsburgs, and they look like a bunch of crazy inbreds. So he wasn't kind, and actually neither was Sargent. I mean, I can't remember the name of the family, but he painted a whole family, and the parents and the kids. And the kids look like such insufferable little brats. I remember the first time I saw the painting, I was overwhelmed by like a compulsion to slap them.
Aren't they in like white and blue? I feel like
no, the boy's in like a little Lord Fauntleroy outfit, you know. And Dad's a banker and looks it.
Carla said, don't forget the painted ceiling of the atrium.
Yeah, well, the atrium's like a whole thing. And then there's the library. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of walking when I'm there. So anybody who wants to hang out with me in Boston, the warning is I walk everywhere.
Oh, we walk a lot.
So, like, it's a ritual for me to walk from Harvard Square to Newbury Street. And usually part of that I end up veering off and walking to the MFA from there. Although the Green Line is fine. Anyway. So there's that.
Yeah.
I'm also quite partial to Who Are We, Where Have We Been, Where Are We Going by Gauguin, which is like this big mural size and like completely different style, but like it's one of those paintings that Gauguin is famous for. That's one of his like most popular paintings, but it lives up to the hype, so worth checking out.
Conduit, and then reborn.
And that song is, of course, inspired by the wonderful Between Two Fires by Chris Buehlman. I highly recommend it. Oh. So, in other news, for those of you who didn't know this already, I'm actually playing a live show right here in the Lancaster area in the next few weeks. January 28, I'm going to be playing at Meduseld Meadery, and I'm excited about this for a lot of reasons. Not least of which because I get to hang out with a good number of you again, but I get to hang out at one of my favorite meaderies and play some music, and some of the music that I'm sharing is stuff that I've shared with you guys that show up at the Wandering Bard week after week, but I haven't played these songs in front of like live actual humans yet. I mean, apart from, the house elf. So I'm really excited about that. That'll be Saturday, January 28th. Show starts at 8. I will probably play until at least 9:30, but that's probably going to be pretty close to the end of that bit. So I will be there for a while that night to kind of decompress and hang out afterwards. Hopefully any of you who are in the area can come out and hang out. I think we're going to have a really good night. Anything you'd like to add to that?
No, just come hang out.
Okay.
I'd like to see faces.
Yeah. Faces, she says.
Faces and do clap and...
Yeah, all right.
I guess I should add that in the chat that you're going to do that.
That's kind of good. There should be a handy link to check out.
Oh, it's like the Facebook event?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and, please share the event. Let other people know what's going on. There's a pretty good-sized capacity at Meduseld, so it's always cool. Meduseld is probably, if there's kind of what I imagine the Wandering Bard would be like for real, Meduseld Meadery is pretty close. Nice vibes, cool place to hang out. It seems like the sort of place that adventurers would congregate like at the end of a day of travel, or if they needed to recover, or we're just looking for stuff on the adventure board in town. Anyway. As has been pointed out by many people, adventure is not something that is usually fun in the experiencing, but is often good for tales of heroism. Because as it turns out, you can't experience the feeling of mastering your courage if there's nothing to be afraid of. And this song is especially for the courage and strength of the people of Ukraine. Take these seeds with you as you go. May they line your pocket with memory to remind us when you've gone. You can leave something of beauty. Leave us bright echoes of your passing. Let them follow sun till gloaming. Sky above, yellow flowers below. From east to west grow resolutely. Take these seeds with you as you go. May they line your pocket with memories to remind us when you've gone. You can leave something of beauty.
Good work.
Oh, thanks.
They were, your side quests on a board.
Yeah. Side quests.
I'm gonna read you one.
Sure.
Cattle missing. Adventurers wanted. Speak to Old Man McTavish.
Good old man McTavish. Like Graham McTavish? Because that's how I'm picturing the farmer. That'd be pretty cool, actually. It would give him a break from playing a bad guy, which he seems to do often.
Lisa said that song just keeps getting better.
Thanks, Lisa. That's definitely on the next album. I feel pretty good about the state of the demo. There's some like little tweakings that I want to do, but it sounds like it's coming along pretty well, and I feel really good about the record. As of now, I've got a dozen songs that could be on it. They might all end up on it. It might be that I cut a few for like a later thing, but everything is kind of loosely thematically together. It's not like a concept album by any stretch, but everything I think hangs together pretty well. It's just figuring out, track listing and designing the cover, but all that stuff is like, a little further down the road. But I feel really good about this record, and I'm so grateful for those of you who have been subscribing for so many reasons, but like you folks are the reason why this is possible, like both the live stream and me being able to like spend so much time on this record. And it's given me, you have all given me the opportunity to do something really amazing, I think. Partially like the thing that's getting created, but I've done a lot of work on this album to like level up as a musician. So pretty much everything that's on it so far is just me. So the drums, the bass, the acoustic guitar, the singing, like deciding whether or not I'm going to use recorder or whistle or anything else. But you have all given me the opportunity to like really level up, both like with my actual performance of real instruments and like the virtual stuff. So I know I haven't talked much about the record over the last few months, but like we're in the home stretch and I feel really good about it. So like I said, the hope is by the time I hit the road for Avalon, I'll have the thing done and mixed and have CDs to like give to folk, and there might be a surprise album that gets made too, but we'll see. That might be something that happens a little later on.
Lot to do before you leave.
I have a lot to do before I leave. Yes, that's very true.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Anyway, so speaking of adventures and heroism, heroes don't show up fully formed. I don't really believe in this idea of like this kind of messianic hero at all. Like we all stand on the shoulders of giants. Anybody who does anything really, like the people that taught us had a leg up because of the people that taught them. And while the way that Dr. Martin Luther King showed up in history and the way that he applied his talents and gifts is amazing, and nothing can be taken away from that. Howard Thurman was a huge influence on him. And a few years ago, I wrote a musical setting to one of Howard Thurman's most famous prayers. Really fascinating theologian, had a huge impact on Martin Luther King Jr. and everything that was going on in the 60s. Because as it turns out, there was a generation of people fighting for civil rights before. So anyway. So this is that part of the program where I must inform you that I have good news and I have bad news. As the bartender calls for last call, I have but one song with which to share with you, which is at once the bad news and the good news, because I still have one more song to share with you. So, as has been pointed out by Dr. King, the moral arc of the universe does in fact bend toward justice. And it's hard to see that sometimes. And there are a lot of reasons why I find the phoenix a compelling mythological creature. But the fact that it burns itself up and restores itself, and depending upon the legends you're reading, comes back stronger, is very encouraging. friends. Thanks so much for hanging out. Thanks so much for hanging out with us at the Wandering Bard tonight.
Yeah.
It's always great to see you all. Again, if you've got an Amazon Prime subscription, all you have to do to help support the channel is click on subscribe, and you've got one free channel subscription per month with your Prime account. So I'd be honored if you would choose mine. We're so glad to have you here. See you all next week at 8 p.m. Eastern. Love you all. Good night.